it wasn't that I didn't care, but showing you who I am and all that that entails, especially when it comes to extended family or getting to know me on a deeper level, that just felt too much like being naked. So for me, that's one of the reasons why I would pull away and create distance. Hello, I'm Eleanor, your favorite emotionally unavailable YouTuber, and like, share, and welcome to Dismissible Me. Family, vulnerability for me equals danger. So in the past, vulnerability or sharing my feelings or wants and needs in the past was consistently either punished or ended in some type of betrayal or weird behavior on the person's part that I was trying to be vulnerable to. So for me, it's just uncomfortable. Like I always want to keep space between me and this other person where there's this, it's very easy for me to just exit and move on. Emotional exposure invites unpredictability. So, and that's what I was kind of touching upon with the weird behavior, which is if I am vulnerable with you, I don't know what you're going to do with that next. You could do the right thing, or you could do something totally heinous with it. And then, well, I guess that's just what it is. And then I'm just having to deal with that. So for me, that's also part of the pulling away. Again, it's trying to prevent you from doing something that to me seems unnecessary. And unnecessary, you might feel like it's necessary because there's something twisted going up in here. But for me, it's like, I didn't have to put myself in that position. I didn't have to give them that information, or I didn't have to allow them to be this close in which they could do this to me. And then I also associate vulnerability with weakness. Like I very much equate weakness, being codependent, all of those things, that being vulnerability and that being a sign of weakness. Because also growing up in an environment where I saw people needing the validation of other people and like that was more important than any and all things, that just doesn't work for me. So that to me just equaled weakness. So not being able to handle things on my own, not being able to do things on my own, and not being able to keep certain things to myself just also comes off as needy and being weak. And I never want to do that. And it's not that I can't let my guard down with someone. It's that I have to be able to trust that you're trustworthy, that you can handle it. And then when we talk about the real me, I didn't want you to see, it's not actually, I guess there are parts of me, the individual, that I wasn't sharing, but for me, my family dynamics are not something, it's not something that I like to share. Like I feel like, what's the best way for me to put it? I didn't choose my family dynamics. Somebody else made these choices and it reflects poorly on me. Like I know when I say certain things, people go, oh, and I don't want to do the, cause I didn't choose that. So I like to keep this distance so I don't ever have to explain that because we're not that close. So you don't really know my family dynamics and all that. So it's not really me. It's just where I come. So a lot of it is where I come from for me more than it is like my personal self. Like I feel like, and I mean, I could be totally wrong. I show a lot of the fun side of me and the lighter side and like definitely my work when you meet me and you get to know me, but my family is something that comes like much, much later. Like I don't really deep dive into that until you really get to know me. And really, I've had people ask me about my family dynamics here, like in the comment section, and it's irrelevant. I'll talk about what I saw, but like, I'm not going to get into like, this is my family. And it was like, I'm just not going to do it. Because just because I got on the internet and wanted to speak about things doesn't mean that other people wanted their business put out on the internet. So I'm going to be very careful about what I say and how I say it. That's also one of the reasons for the mask, because it's not for me. It's not for me. It's symbolic in many ways and is protecting others more than it is myself. So anyway, for me, hiding has more to do with my background and where I come from more than it actually has to do with me, the individual. So because for me, I don't ever want to be seen as somebody who's unstable. Okay. Unstable and or broken. Like, I'll be quite honest with you. When I see some of these comments down there, and not just because I'm in a different place than what I speak about here on this channel, but also because I don't think of myself as a broken person. Like, that's never been like a thought that I've had. Like, oh, I'm broken, I'm damaged, I don't deserve certain things. That's not a thought that I've ever had. I don't identify with that. It's more of a, ooh, I don't want to be that. I definitely don't identify with that. Oh, no. I'll do anything and everything to not fall into that category. That's just me. And I have more of a fear of having those labels than I actually think that that's a thing. So anyway, and then I don't feel like my problems are another person's responsibility. So again, going back to being very self-reliant and being able to handle things on my own and not using people as crutches, I like to be able to handle things on my own. And there's a certain part of having something to myself that I really enjoy. And even now, there's something about having something just to myself that only I have or only I know about that I like, that is very special to me. And not like in a sneaky, I have a whole relationship going on over here, but like if I do something like I'm painting or something, I might not tell people what it is that I'm working on. It might just be something that I'm doing in my house. Or maybe I take a pottery, like ceramics class. I might not say anything about that because that's just something for me and for me to enjoy. Things like that. Why? Just because. It's just something I have, and it's just for me. And then why hiding felt safer than connecting. Emotional distance just equals fewer expectations naturally. If I'm not emotionally invested and I feel like I know that I'm keeping you at arm's length. I know there's things about me that you don't know. Even if you put those expectations on me, I know it's irrational. There's no reason you should be feeling this way. There's no reason you should be thinking that because I'm not giving you enough, or I'm not giving you enough consistently because I'm careful about my time and how many times I'm reaching out or how many times I'm responding. I'm very conscious of that. So I don't set expectations that I can't keep, or set the tone in the beginning at a pace that I can't keep. And then there's always self-reliance has always kept me safe. And I kind of mentioned that earlier. Being able to do things on my own, or being able to handle things on my own, knowing that if I tell this person something, they're not going to hear me. They're not going to hear me at all. They're not going to feel me. They're not going to feel bad. There's nothing they're going to do. It just makes more sense for me to handle it on my own. It's just natural. So being discouraged from expressing needs and emotions, it's just natural to not do those things and even pull away when that's required, or when I feel like it's required, or even when somebody is putting that on me. And I know that I can't be when I know that I can't be there for them in this particular way. So that is what I have for you today. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going down below. I will be tapping in with you tomorrow. Check the playlist. Find me on Instagram. Check out the website. All of my booking information is there. And I will be tapping in with you very soon, family. Keep it real.